Hey folks, welcome to a new episode of mine. What you're about to see today is an old episode. While maybe only releasing in 2026, it was actually recorded back in 2022. And I was very slow in getting it released and getting it out to you. And for that I do apologize. But it's released now. Just keep in mind, he's old. So, I ask for your forbearance, that's all. And I'll leave you to it.
Philly has a request to make of you. Have you moment drunk, Ren? But Yada wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favour if you lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She's not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Somewhere within the Rising Stones, pray lend her a sympathetic ear, my friend. Hey, he's drunk Ren. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moan would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this, which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order on a moon daisy from Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. Trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at best times, and well, this isn't one of them. No, it's silly, but I can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, could you maybe collect it for me? The coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Ratfrost. Oh, I got 10 million in my pocket. I can probably pay for it. A sack of gold received from Yada in exchange for a single moon daisy. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade? Huh? They've got you running errands now. Them Steins really know how to make the most of your towns, don't they? Sending the savoury oils here to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or to have you mucking out the chocolate tables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? Moon Daisy, was it? Here then, take it. Tell Yada lass, I've got a wet section here, headgear in stock if she ever says to replace that dowdy mask of hers. God knows she needs to. You're so braves, eh? Can't really say I'm keen on the name, but as long as there's going to be made, you could call yourselves the Flying Fairies for all I care. I really wish we had the option of telling her, I'm picking up a flower for a friend's grave. Less of the attitude. Like, literally, I could kill them all. Right now, I don't think any court in the country will convict me. I'm gonna kill some of these plasmids. They looked at me wrong. Rowana can be so annoying. She'll just not take no for an answer. But I'm a visitor. She insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. When I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again and again and again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is, I really appreciate you doing this for me. So, anyway, let's see it. Moon daisies are often hung to rafters, trees, or other elevated platforms to represent the celestial body when performing holy rituals to the goddess Menfina during daylight hours. Moonbreeder love these things, you know. I bet somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
I almost sort of saw like a drake head there, like horns, head, wing. Just seeing images in the clouds.
Is that what I think it is?
Hello, can you hear me?
Alfino!
I've received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
That's still annoying me. That's his name? What's the D for then? In case any datists arrive. Huh. The rock is just floating in the water. Somehow. Well, it's not the weirdest thing here, really. Thanks again, Drumcran. I think I'm going to be alright. We should press onwards as we've always done. We'll not squander the sacrifices of our fallen friends by surrendering to a paralysis born of fear. My apologies for the interruption. Deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Cortes will arrive soon, and we must hasten to hear a report. Awaits the arrival of the Ishgardian embassy. Defenders for Ishgard. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I will forego the usual pleasantries, if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. First wave reached the central highlands a short while ago, and the battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emmerich himself sallied forward with a contingent of temple knights, and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced to retreat, or victory, if one may call it, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand the second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. Paint a grim picture, my lady. Is it reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Emmerich will meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Cortes at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. For men to quell the unrest and all dead must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. Silence is Semdorn and known for sharing close ties with all three grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to put our case to their leaders? Oh. Though God would put the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favourable reply. You need stay no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean Alliance, can imagine how our plea will be received. Imagine well how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. Very well. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present... present your requests directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event your plea does receive a favourable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured I speak with Sir Emmerich's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. Personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard Zomer and survived. Anything that you can share with experience may yield us advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Drumcran. I do love their turrets. Just a giant fucking lance. And this kind of looks like it's poking through a knight's helm. Is that rust under gear? Looks it. I was wondering if it was just the color of it.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken.
I don't see how. Then wouldn't your kids answer for your misdeeds? Wouldn't that just exacerbate the cycle?
Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Wow, it's gonna be fun. We have reports from a number of frontier settlers. It seems dragons have come as far as Madonna. Indeed, I saw them flying just overhead outside. Excuse me. Oh, you're back. If you're looking for signs, I've already left for the Alliance nations. I do hope Ishgard will be saved. Considering recent history, will there be any amongst the Alliance willing to aid the OEC? Ishgard has few friends at the bargaining table. So, should events take a turn for the worst, we're fortunate that this settlement is such a proper crossroads for so many veteran adventurers. Though I've never seen one myself, it is said the Dragon's Lair just beyond... Excuse me. It is said that Dragon's Lair just beyond the borders of my homeland. The town has been calm through all this talk of war, but as dragons come to Remnant's toll, there'll be panic aplenty, I'd wager. They're pretty focused, so shouldn't be an issue unless, I don't know, the defenders put up a better rebuke and they start getting hungry. One, two, three. Phone started playing music. I accidentally hit off a video. Alfino! Tally Mobster. Seems I was the swifter drunk, Ren. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In Lord Commander's absence, I say we visit a place and find out what's afoot. Its defenses are impenetrable. Nay, we must be overconfident. What is the city? Understood. My friend Kren, once more we've arrived in our need. Would that we could speak longer, I'm afraid my duties demand my full attention. We, Knights of House for Tomps, train nigh without cease for moments such as this. Now that one's here, my knees trying to buckle beneath me. But Icer really broke that enchantment quite easily, didn't she? Bothered Bowman. The Gates of Judgment are much more than mere doors. They're the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. For first line of defense can be shattered so easily. Dyspeptic? Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I should rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. We need not fret overmuch. There are still several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Mark their nervous glances our friends share. The dragons have attacked, yes, but something else has occurred, something unexpected. Let's question Knights here ere we proceed. Tender-hooked. Temple Knight. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. Like they said, she was groomed for the position, and she somehow survived being possessed by Shiva. It says a lot. A hell of a lot about her. So, while it does look like she destroyed the barrier pretty easily, she's not exactly low spec. It would seem that the heretic struck first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Silence! Expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against her defenders, come close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. eager to return. The worms roar. Lady Eyesheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against City. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Sir Henry Front will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Probably the same place as he has twice already. The arms of Hellforce stamps as a unicorn erased and reeded in thorns. The unicorn is unique to Cortus, but they're hardly to be found in these parts. A shame. Do you like to shoot upon my back? Vendor did excellent work, I feel. I do like the unicorn's horn. I've paid attention to it before. When in Cortes, you must abide by our laws. 'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you do not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattle. Commanders arrived and will treat with you in the intercessory. Sir Emmerich, yeah. Nice. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Ishgard's future hangs in the balance. If his salvation rests on our assistance, I cannot well withhold it. Even so, I mean to make Sir Emmerich sweat for his reinforcements. On this occasion, feigned disinterest may serve the cause of Eora's unity, better than naked philanthropy. Come, let us find out what concessions the Holy See is willing to make. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologize for my absence. Suffice to say, Lady Stoneheart, Iceheart, and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the Gates of Judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alfino, I think it will be more important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured, I've returned to my post in Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and stalwart ally, Estienne. Isn't he the guy I fought? The lance requests. He is gay Balg as well. I never realized. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors, all. Yet even among such masters of the lance, Estienne is without equal. He, out of all warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, thus may contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. If ever I was without equal, I am no longer, as my fellow Azure Dragoon here will attest. Be at ease, Rumkaren. I did not come to challenge you this day. I do like the acknowledgement of it. I am quite happy with that. Well, now that we've all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we've learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after assaulting the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. One sec. 1, 2. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history, though once defeated by the hero Haldrat, the beast is said to have terrorized Cortus since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars her walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldrat plucked from the bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the red creature will be restored to the height of his strength, that no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind can comprehend the depths of his rancor. The Eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to encourage the heretics. Dragons is another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years, the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if merely hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe the Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics coveted the Eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hold their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. This weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave uncontested. So it would seem. You've described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike arrangement concerning Keeper Lake, however, only used to stand to benefit from assistance in this matter. Don't see why we would intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzea Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused. Doesn't it seem a grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I ask that you would consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to ground, the horde would have little cause to linger. Most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Cortus would be buried in snow, and the land would become its sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garleans arrived, that is, for we may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Cortus. They would not even have to draw steel. Well, they would to clear beasts and beastmen. An imperial province sharing a border with Murdana. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament. We of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Through the presence of the Eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I'm in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the Eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It's not essential that it bear it with me wherever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidhogg. Aye. He means to hurl his horde against Danfin's collar, the Naffin's collar, and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt. The worm will summon his minions to war. skin is burning. I had a bit of eczema as a kid. I think that's what it was. And it randomly flares in irritation. The dog, he is the source of her suffering, but unfold the worm, these endless clashes count for naught. Painfully aware of the hypocrisy of her request and self-inflicted nature of her precedent, but should it serve to deliver my people from their unkind fate, I shall bow my head and beg for aid, expecting to welcome the coming storm of scorn and disdain. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavour will at least provide us with an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give him a quarter when one's home is at stake. But you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance. The Royal Commander's long campaign for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders. I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. Days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. Often I was ready to make preparations for war. If we were to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make a report to the antecedent. Ere we sally forward in defense of Ishgard, we must consult with the antecedent. Let's return.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions, and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
Committed to cause. Winfrey would like you to assist with the preparations being made for the defense of Ishgard. I have bid the Archons travel to their assigned nations. Should the members of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, Commoners will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of conflict. Small matters persuading Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Alphanod. For you, my friend, a different task waits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for the coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Remnant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Cortus. It's not unimaginable that fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slaffborn on the Brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. Frontier settlers must be prepared for aught that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such preparations prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest you have Tataru accompanying you? She's a talent for administration and is a firm grasp of practical challenges we may encounter. The polls predict how many will rally to Ishgard's call for reinforcements. Do not envy those responsible for planning the city's defense. So Minfuya has committed silence to Ishgard's cause, has she? Though she makes pronouncements with unshakable confidence, I can only imagine how agonizing it is for her to arrive at a decision. So many lives at stake. The dread of war sows panic and confusion, routine tasks and not for calming stability. Being sure the larder is probably stocked, for instance. We are rather close to Cortus, aren't we? Best see to our own defences and take stock of our supplies. Also, we need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. Good reception is ready for any eventuality. Let's go, Drumcran. Wonder one thing to discuss with Slaffborn. And so I'd like to spread word to settlers and adventurers in town. Appreciate the warning. If war has come to Cortus, then the toll must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. Also see about finding room for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past and will return the favour. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Let's send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil. I'm certain headquarters would say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at this siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall send word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf. You might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. Never say there are a few stout souls around about town who will answer your call to arms. I'll see if I can persuade a few friends to join the cause. While I do that, why not try asking around for volunteers here in the Toll? Did I say you'll find a few willing to help? But make sure they're up to the task, will you? Want them fighting dragons, not feed them. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. She's adorable. Let's pick her up and hug her. Spare me to talk glory and fame. I'm in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts. My instincts say to stay well away from Ishgard. Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but it ain't what I wanted to talk to you about. I need you to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out by the processing plant. Not from Little Omeho, but name of Wilred was there with the fort that day. I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? Felt Sam had feared as much. No one's buddy seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. One time Woodward stopped turning up for duty, then black market weapons went missing from our vault in Alda. Of course, now half the braves suspect the lad made off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's a disciplined fighting force, but as you and me know, there's none. It's none more. It's no more'n a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together is some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in the crew, Woolrid's a fresh-faced novice, bleeding whelp among wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eorzea, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rob us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. I like to think, like, if this guy is, you know, a scoundrel. A scoundrel with a good heart. He knows his people, you know? It's kind of like it's JoJo's Part 1, where Speedwagon's saying that, you know, is shitting on Dio. Saying, you know, how he can smell. I can't remember his phrasing, but he can, like, smell the evil off him. And very dramatically kicks a candelabra. Or a candlestick holder, anyway. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind. There's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about some queer he noticed in the ledgers. It's about the Braves' numbers not adding up. Aye, there's Vona at the end of this trail I've stumbled on. Will bet me a good eye at young Willard. Anyway, you've got a war to wage, so I'll let you get on. Just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, drunk Ren. Hope he isn't dead. Depth adventurer. And so Ishgard seeks cell swords to bolster his ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of this siege. Those nobles should be generous with their rewards. But I pledged myself to guard Remnant's tool. Modest work though it is, I'm willing to break terms of my contract. What to do? Well, I suppose it's fine if he stays. At least can, you know, provide defense. No matter where I look, all I see is stone. For the grains we brought with us will not grow here. God, this makes this so much handier. I'd have to go around otherwise. Austere adventurer. So sell me by British Guardians. Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd say me a fair share of the con was good. Worked for one of them nice for, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk he did. Still, I would put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. There you are. Angler Adventurer. Volunteer my service in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons come to the lives of every one of my brothers. I didn't mean to offer them mine. 'Twas to escape such a fate I took up the mantle of an adventurer in the first place. Sooner die in pursuit of fortune than huddle behind an icy wall. There you are, drunk Ren. So did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? Well, I had to mind that makes 3 or 4, not including Softborn's friends. One of the largest company in the army, but I'd say one of Remnant's Hold's veterans is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. Doctor has a message for you from Alfino. Oh, I've been so caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been word from Alfino. Apparently, the alliance leaders are convening in hall to discuss Ishgard's plight. Requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you best make your way to Alda, or you'll be late. Alfino said he'd meet you on the Royal Promenade. Run. Get going wouldn't do to keep them waiting. Internet. Having that little map there is so handy. Likes of me, huh? Once the leaders are intense, sir, do not think the grim mood within will be lightened by further delays. My apologies for going away from your tasks. I hope to proceed with the negotiations one leader at a time, but it seems my urgent request for an audience had prompted a gathering of the council. Needless to say, I felt obliged to attend. Alliance leaders already seated within. Let's join them, shall we?
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Brave's intervention.
Dar has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alfino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard. Not when our own homes are still under siege.
Siege.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Telegi Adalegi and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
Yeah.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords?
Work for Alda.
Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Uldar to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard.
Not a good move.
Your Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Voice really sounds off, but it's probably just a strain she's under.
Is Her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you've been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers. It is another mission of inestimable danger. Fear we've been left with little alternative. Cannot well abandon Lord Hakenfont. I have no idea how to say his name. Hopefully there'll be more voice acting where we'll hear his name. And Sir Emmerich to their fate. Once abide by the Council's decision, short-sighted as it is, try to fulfill our roles as the Orisian's guardians. Captain Ilbert, what news? Then this hope is begun. We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durandare at the Seal Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights, and tend the remaining horde ere they descend upon Ishgard. I'll join you as soon as I may. Drive Karen, and have you and your venture allies bolster defences at the steps of fate. First report is Sir Marcellin at the Gates of Judgment, and he'll direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. Fence West. Any change over here? Pull this knife from her dead hands. Quite a lot of knights to hear. Heretics remainings, some beyond all. Heretics remainings, old enemies, something beyond all imagining. toward calm, we shall rid ourselves of thousands in number in one fell swoop. Conversations indulgence of becoming a protector's Ishgard, never shall I drop my guard, for Ravanians and non-believers rest not in their... something. I have no idea what that word is. Master insult on offenses today. Foolish lizards. Do not understand that to challenge the blessed light of the Holy See is to perish. You've all come, thank you. But we not. Your homeland has been in peril. I should not have left a toll. Ah, you've come. Where are reinforcements? Will we be allowed in city? Will we be allowed in city? I wonder. I don't see the other one. The guard I hired. The guy that seemed most willing to join. He mightn't have come. He was saying he's put up with more. More for money. I shall pass the group to do so. For the dawn, coming to Ishgard. You're the appointed captain of the Sellsword contingent. Then welcome. There's no shortage of blade work to be done. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are hanged positions across Central Highlands. Besides, the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers contain descattered attacks. Have you present, or have you joined them? This is, of course, mere precursor to the assault on Ishgard proper, while the serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces. Not be so easily drawn out of position. Double Knights remain on the steps of fate and continue our preparations. When the hordes arrive in force, they will face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back once their advanced skirmishers are slain. Imagine there's a barrier up so I can't just fly this way and land. Or not. Haha! Wonder if he has anything to say about this. Sometimes characters update, other times not so much. Doing there. Sounds familiar, like I heard in something else, but maybe I'm just thinking of this. Nope, did not update. Damn dragons. Nice. Oh, two of you. Nothing from them. Imagine trying to do this on foot, or like with only a ground mount. It goes so much slower. Yeah, the hostile presence that was in front of me from the get-go. I do like how the other guy did acknowledge me as another Azure Dragoon. Oh, damn it. Again, I do love this game's acknowledgements of shit. Horde Commander. Hey, big boy. New model, I think. But, yeah, I do love the like the acknowledgement of continuity. It's beautiful. Like, maybe if I was already a ninja, trained as a ninja, you know, the other one would actually have acknowledged that. Instead of saying that I would have the, thank the gods you're here. Rather than saying that I would have the, simply read, potential for one. Maybe should have praised me as saying that it was a good one or something. A party of red horn ogres has left this mountain lair to raid the small folk villages. It's not enough they steal food, they kidnap their women and children as well. The poor farmers have no means of stopping the avoid-sent creatures, their fate bounced on the kindness of strangers. I'm a little tied up with dragons right now. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? Dravanian devils, damn their scaly hides. Hold fast to your grief and fury, sir. We'll avenge the deaths of your fellows in battle to come. The battle to come. Sir Marcellian wishes to prepare you for the siege of Ishgard. 1 second. 31, 32, 33. Sir Marcellian wishes to prepare you for the siege of Ishgard. Ere you commit yourself to siege, you should know what it is you're tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lie the steps of fate. Great bridge of stone leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the Sea of Clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane wards that form the barrier we call the Nafan's collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outmost layer, the tri-stammed witch Iceheart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus dragons are now able to land unhindered upon the steps of fate. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It should be our task as defenders to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. All now rests on us, adventurer. Lead your comrades out onto the steps of fate and prepare to meet the horde. May the fury guide your blades. The holes in chainmail are creeping me out. I'm thinking of, holes in skin. If steps of fate fall, so too shall Ishgard. We must defend them to the last man. Rally your comrades, adventurer. Join us in our stand against the horde. No, here it is. Steps of Fate. Steps of Fate, the sole means of approaching the city of Ishgard, as well providing passage across the Sea of Clouds. The Great Stone Bridge also serves to anchor the series of arcane wars known as the Nafan's Collar. Long has the Holy See relied upon these barriers to shield the city from draining assault, but did not reckon upon the brazen actions of Lady Iceheart. The outermost layer of protection has been dispelled, allowing the mighty dragon Vishap to land upon the far end of the Steps of Fate, leading in an army of lesser kin, masked creatures intent on destroying the exposed foundations of remaining wards. Take up a position alongside the Temple Knights and defend the structure from the ravaging forces of the Horde. I'm going to leave this here. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this. Till then.